traitor. Kidding.
SportsCast with Jeremy Buckelew is proud to announce we are now officially powered by TEC. If their fiber optic internet service can handle everything we throw at it here in the studio, from videos to calls and live streams, you better believe they can handle your home or business too. If speed, stability, and service is important to you, you can count on TEC. Thanks, TEC. Now let's get to the show. In a world that moves way too fast, there's one place that feels like home. Tater's Place in Paris, Tennessee, where the sizzle of a smash burger meets the sound of laughter and every plate tells a story. Bring the family, make memories, and taste the love in every bite. Live music, real people, and unforgettable food. That's Tater's Place, 3615 Highway 79 North. Find the flavor you've been missing at Tater's Place. Come and feel what you've been hungry for.
Are you looking for a fence that gives you peace of mind? At All Star Fence Company, we don't just build fences, we build confidence. Whether it's keeping your family safe, protecting your property, or simply adding curb appeal, All Star delivers unmatched quality, dependable service, and lasting results. Locally owned and trusted across West Tennessee, Kentucky, and beyond, we're the name homeowners count on for reliability and strength since 1971. All Star Fence Company, your first line of defense and your best choice for peace of mind. Visit allstarfenceandsupply.com today.
Hey, happy Sunday night. Welcome to another episode of SportsCast.
I'm your host, Jeremy Buckelew. Glad to have you with us tonight. As always, got a good show. Going to talk some River Conference basketball this evening, and so hope you stick around for that. Going to have a lot of fun, and some good information is going to come out of it, I'm sure. Do want to say real quick, as always, thank you to our sponsors for bringing you SportsCast each and every week. To Taters out on the Lake Highway. Go out there and get you a bite to eat. They got a fun atmosphere. They got the bike shop out there. Anything you need, they can take care of you at Taters. Like I said, good food, good people, good atmosphere. Appreciate their sponsorship of the show each and every week. Want to say thank you to TEC for installing the high-speed fiber internet in the studio here for my show and for Mike Weatherford's show. If they can handle all of that, then they can certainly take care of whatever you've got going on at home, and so appreciate them. Want to say thank you to All-Star Fence and Jeff Archie and his crew for being a sponsor. All your fencing needs, they can take care of you, and whether it be privacy fences or dog runs or whatever it is that you're needing a fence for, they can take care of it. And then also to the Peddler Advantage. Remind you that each and every week you can find our ad in the Peddler with a bunch of other stuff, but it has the MyParisTV.com show lineup each and every week. And also don't forget, we are simulcasting on both Facebook and YouTube, and so you can catch us at either spot. My dad told me not too long ago that he has to watch on YouTube because on Facebook my beard looks so gray he just couldn't watch it. And so Facebook or YouTube, however you want to watch, we appreciate it. Let other folks know about it. Like, subscribe, do all of that stuff, share our content. If you get a chance, we appreciate it, and just appreciate you tuning in each and every week. Going to get to our guest in a minute, but I got a special co-host here tonight who I'm hoping becomes a regular co-host on the show. She was here last week and did such a great job that I invited her back. And as I said last week, she knows everything that I know about sports because I have taught her everything that I know about sports. And so welcome back as a co-host this week, Miss Kenna Buckelew.
Thanks for having me.
I'm glad
I had fun last week, so why not come back?
Good. Glad that you joined us. Got some coaches here from the River Conference Basketball League, whatever. Is it a league, I guess? Or I know it's the River Conference Tournament, but who knows what it is. Okay, so some basketball coaches who will be participating in the River Conference Tournament coming up this week at Gamblin Gymnasium. Glad to have Elaina Wood of the Lakewood Lady Eagles. She is the reigning River Conference champion on the girls' side and looking to defend her crown this week. Again, games Thursday night, Saturday, and the championship game on Monday night at Gamblin. It's great basketball. Elaina, welcome to the show. Glad to have you with us tonight.
I'm happy to be here.
Known Elaina a long time, and I'm proud she could be here because she's done a great job with the Lakewood Lady Eagles. And so glad to have her. Also joining us tonight, the head coach of the Henry Pirates, Mr. Jordan Wilbanks, in his first year with the Henry Pirates. Kind of got thrown in late in the season, or late for when a basketball coach would hopefully want to start. But I know that you've been working hard with those young men, and looking forward to this upcoming week, I'm sure, with basketball. I guess we'll get to it in a minute. But Jordan, welcome to the show. Glad to have you. Glad you could make it. Was going to have Coach John Thrash on with us. I think Mary was going to join him too, but I got an email this morning from Mary that they have both, they're not feeling well, and so we're unable to make it. I can understand that. I hope they're watching, and I hope they get to well soon. Kenna was sick on like Tuesday and Wednesday of this week, and then shared it with me. So I was sick like Friday and yesterday and still got a little bit of croup. And so I understand that stuff is going around, and hope that they get to feeling better here pretty soon. And again, just looking forward to seeing them on Thursday night when the tournament gets underway. Real quick, if y'all don't mind, college football carousel for coaching came to kind of an end today.
At least for us.
At least for us. Elaina, what are your thoughts on Lane Kiffin?
Am I supposed to, Elaina knows basketball.
I'm just messing with you. I know that. And I just messed with you. I decided a long time ago I was going to do that. And then I am wearing my Ole Miss hat tonight because of, my support. But Kenna, you've got a new coach in Ryan Silverfield. Is that his name?
Yep, from Memphis.
From Memphis, and so quite the. I don't even like. It's got to come up with some kind of nickname for today because Arkansas hires Silverfield. Of course, Kiffin leaves Ole Miss to go to LSU. Ole Miss hires Pete Golding. Alex Golish is hired by or officially announced at Auburn, and then John Summerall announced at Florida. And so 5 coaching hires announced today in the SEC was quite the day. Some of your Arkansas folk are excited about the hire. Others
are not.
Standing outside.
There was a protest outside of the football facility as he walked into the town today.
Which to me is baffling. I don't know who Arkansas thought they were going to get.
They thought they were going to get Alex Golish.
Well,
and
that didn't
until
work
that
out.
Auburn job, I guess, or until a reporter leaked something they weren't supposed to, and he got mad.
Well,
and then we get Memphis's coach, which we'll see how it goes.
I think it'll be fine. I think it's going to work out great. I know that some folks are excited about it, looking forward to it.
Maybe we won't go 2-10.
Well, I told you. So Kenna disagrees with this. I want to get y'all's input on this because it is sports, and so they're like, we came on here to talk about basketball, and this is what we're going to talk about. I said it 100 times last week. I'm sorry, it's my show, and so I get to.
I love some college football.
Good,
so.
good, great. So Ken and I had the conversation last week, or earlier today, actually. I'm sorry that Arkansas went 2-10 this year, and so I said anything above 2-10 next season is a win. If it's 3-9. That's a win. And she was like, I don't know. Would you not agree that any improvement whatsoever is improvement and should be celebrated?
I 1,000% agree with that.
Thank you.
As a coach, yes, but as a fan, you want more.
Yeah,
I get it, yes. It's not enough, right?
3-9 is not something to celebrate.
What was the meme
even
you saw?
Hey, at least you won 3.
Oh,
they didn't though. That's
no,
the
we
bad
won
thing.
2. We lost to Memphis. But no, the meme I saw today it was a comment on a tweet, and it was like, if you're jumping off the bandwagon right now when we're 2-10, don't you dare come back next year when we're 3-9. And it was just like, I'm so glad we have hope because it's very small.
Listen, I think it's going to be fine. It may not be 10-2 next season, but I think it'll be better than 2-10. And I think this guy's going to do good things for Arkansas. As an Ole Miss fan, I have been through the gauntlet of emotion today. As I was angry at first, but now have come to terms with the fact that Kiffin left. I have learned that you can't believe everything you see online. Like, I don't believe hardly anything anymore unless I have video proof or whatever. Because all day long, as an Ole Miss fan, I was keeping up with it. It's all my Twitter feed was. But all day long, it was that Lane Kiffin was trying to poach coaches. He's trying to poach players. He's promising players this amount if they'll leave right now and come to LSU. And so, that makes you mad. But then you see the interview that Marty Smith did with Lane Kiffin, and he says that's not true. The narrative is out there, but that's absolutely not true. I didn't offer any kind of ultimatum to my coaching staff. They are free to do what they feel is best for them, and I would never force them to play their hand. Now, again, it's Lane Kiffin saying that with a TV camera shoved in his face. I get that. But until I see video proof suggesting otherwise, or photo proof suggesting otherwise, or one of these other coaches come out and say, absolutely not, this is what we were told, I have to take him at his word that that's not what was going on. And so after that, I kind of calmed down a little bit. We got a good man in Pete Golding. We're going to be fine. But I did wear my Ole Miss hat tonight for support for the Rebels. Let's go hotty toddy.
Yeah, lucky you. No matter what, you'll be okay.
Yeah.
But you knew it was coming, though, right?
I knew it was coming. We talked about last week how I think it was coming, and I mentioned he said something else in that Marty Smith interview that said that when everybody calms down and that emotions aren't so high, because it is an emotional event. It's like getting broken up with, almost, like when somebody leaves your program to go to what is, some people consider it a better program. Others are like, no, they're the same. But regardless, when somebody chooses a different thing over what you have to offer, emotions get high. And, he said when everybody calms down, I hope that they can be appreciative of what we were able to do here at Ole Miss. And he's absolutely right. Of course, we didn't become Ole Miss fans, and I say we because before she went to Arkansas, Kenna liked Ole Miss. She won't say that publicly, but I just
I'll
outed
say that
you.
publicly.
But he's right in that before he got to Ole Miss, they were a dumpster fire. And so, yeah, I figured he was going. My argument was there has to be some rule from the NCAA that says you can't target a coach until the season is over. That's the problem here. It's not that Lane Kiffin left Ole Miss, and I put that on my my Facebook story, and I think John Davidson commented that this is all an NCAA problem. This is not a Lane Kiffin issue. It's it is Kiffin, and
he plays into it.
He plays into it a little bit, but
he's not a housewife.
This is an NCAA issue. They have got to do something to stop players or stop coaches from being poached basically mid-season from a rival program. You got to wait until the season's over, and that's NCAA's got to do something about it.
I mean, they're going to make the playoffs, and he's not even going to be there.
Isn't it crazy to think he willingly left a guaranteed playoff to go to LSU for whatever the contract ends up being? But earlier today, I was like, I hope he goes to LSU and never wins. I hope he gets fired in 3 years. I hope that he never wins anything. But like I said, I've calmed down, and
I couldn't imagine leaving a team in the middle of the season.
Especially going into the playoffs where you can win a national championship.
You've had a historic run. You're 11-1, and you give that up because of greener grass in your. I mean, imagine. So, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I would feel like such a traitor. And then to try to take over another team.
Yeah.
I mean, he left Tennessee after one year.
And the Tennessee fan, well, at least he didn't leave you in the middle of the night. Well, he kind of left us all dangling last night on what was going to happen, but we knew. I don't think anybody thought that he was coming back to Ole Miss realistically, but like I said, it is what it is. Crazy day in college football. And
I do want to add real quick, though.
Okay.
Being on the inside of college football, kind of on the inside. I don't know if I can say that. But how much does a head coach actually do? Lane Kiffin might be a little different than
others.
But how much when you have all these specialized coaches who you have somebody who's in charge of calling the offense, in charge of calling the defense, and you have all the specialized coaches, how much does a head coach? So I'm not worried about Ole Miss in the playoffs because what does it matter if the head coach isn't there or not? Especially when you add in that your new head coach is somebody that you're familiar with already.
I think that's a valid point because I read somewhere today that the players were ecstatic when they announced that Pete Golding was going to be the head coach because he's the top recruiter in the program. The kids love him. Everybody that plays for him thinks he's the best. And so, they were upset with Kiffin with the way things went down, but they were really happy that Golding was named the official head coach of the Rebs. And so I think you're right. I think we'll be good. So every week we start the show with the best thing I've seen this week. Obviously, that wasn't the best thing I've seen this week, but we'll go around and talk about what is, Elaina, the best thing you saw this week.
The best thing I saw this week was I finally got to be in one sitting with all my nieces and nephews for the first time.
Very nice. That's fun. Your nieces are when you say your nieces, I think of these two little bitty kids running around, and you showed us a picture that they're not two little bitty kids anymore.
8th and 7th grade now.
Yeah, that's crazy how fast that happens, isn't it?
It felt like overnight. Lily is going to be at the high school with me next year.
Wow.
Which is crazy. But we got Paxton, and he's just 2. So
you start all over. I mean, that's how it works, right? Jordan, best thing you saw this week, bud?
I mean, I had a great Thanksgiving, so I got to see family, but also, I hate to say this on air, but I'm a Cowboys fan, and they won Thursday night. And then Duke, I'm a huge Duke fan, and they also won Thursday night. So Thursday was just a good day altogether.
I need you to get you and Corden Height on here together and let y'all just relish in the Duke glory days. And,
we do that already.
All right, well, good. Then I at least know the next time, because he'll be on next week, as a matter of fact. If I ever want to have a Duke fan show, who to call? So
well, last year I was at his house when Duke lost in the March Madness, and it was not a good night for either of us.
I can't even imagine.
It happens, right?
Cole was there too. We did a lot of yelling.
Woke the kids up.
Yeah, they were already awake.
They were probably watching the Duke game too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, well, Again, that's awesome. I'm glad to hear that because I don't know why there's this stigma. I've always liked Duke. I liked Coach Krzyzewski. I thought he was great. I've always kind of pulled for Duke, but everybody's like, "Oh, Duke's the worst." I'm like, "What's so bad about it?" I don't understand why people are like, "Duke's the worst." Because they won so much.
That's what it is.
Well, that's usually what it is, right? Whoever beats your team is the worst.
You hate winners. It was like that with the Patriots. Everybody hated the Patriots because they won every year.
Yeah. That's another conversation we won't get into about Bill Belichick. Which was it Bill Belichick or was it Tom Brady that was so great for the Patriots? That's another show. We'll talk about that later. But did y'all have a good Thanksgiving? I mean, you said you did. It was good. Elaina, y'all had a good Thanksgiving?
Fabulous.
We had a great Thanksgiving. I was going to say that, my best thing was, some of the just Thanksgiving in general, but we were sick, and so that stunk. But everybody is better now, so I'm glad of that. And then best thing I saw this week was I had a little bit of a water drip from where a coupler in my basement connected to water pipes. And I called my dad and I texted my dad and I was like, "Hey, have you got this?" Because my dad always has exactly whatever it is I need. And sure enough, he had it, came right over, and we fixed the water line. And so you're like, that's crazy, but that's the best thing I've seen. Just that, anytime I call my dad, it's just immediate. If he didn't have it, he would have gone to Lowe's and bought it and brought it over to the house and helped me do whatever. And I think sometimes I take that for granted, but it's always just as soon as I need something, I text him and he comes over and fixes whatever I need. So best thing I saw this week was me and my dad fixing a water line, as crazy as that is. Kenna?
My best thing is going to be rage baiting my Kiffin-loving family. We have one family member that gets especially worked up around.
Is that Mr. Cade?
Correct. Good guess. And so it's just fun getting to pull out the Go Tigers and the little GIFs of, and it's just fun because they talked all week, "Oh, we're not mad. It's going to be okay. We know he's leaving." And then that news broke today, and it was, "I hate him. Why is he leaving?" And it's just fun getting to, as an Arkansas fan who went 2-10 this year, getting to watch the unravelment, even though it ended up being put right back together. So it was a fun few minutes.
I don't remember what we were doing over Thanksgiving, but Cade made some comment about something getting worked up or whatever. And he's like, "Yeah, you just, there's no reason to get worked up like that." And I was like, dude, he is almost unwatchable to watch an Ole Miss sporting event with him. You know what I mean? You almost can't watch an Ole Miss sporting event with Cade because if they throw an incomplete pass, it is just from level 0 to level 10 immediately about what a bunch of losers they are, how pathetic.
It also doesn't help that Luke and I have a friend on that team. And he loves, that. He's his biggest hater. Not hater, but, he just always has something to say. He's like, "That's your friend." And I'm like, "It is my friend, and you're not out there doing it, so you go out there."
He always points out anytime that somebody on Ole Miss does something wrong. He's like, "Yeah, that guy's the worst." And we're like, calm down, watch what you're saying. River Conference basketball this week, Thursday night. So talk about that a little bit because, this is kind of the culmination of your season, right? When does your season officially start for your squad? Because I think it's different. It's a weird setup. I'll put it that way because, for instance, Elaina, I know that y'all won the River Conference last year, but then y'all went on and played more games after that, right?
Correct.
Whereas, when I was playing, it wasn't the River Conference then. It was just the county-wide tournament. But the county-wide tournament was the end of the season. Nobody played anymore after that. We played a 10-game regular season. Back then, there were 5 schools. We played each school twice. I guess 6 schools. Played each school twice, 10-game season, and then 3 nights of tournament, and it was over with and done. But it doesn't work like that anymore if you don't want it to, right? But I know, Jordan, when will y'all be done with basketball?
We have 2 games after Christmas.
Okay.
We played Big Sandy twice after Christmas. But after that, you have to win games to go to the area tournament.
Okay.
So you have to win tournament games first.
All right. So it's the same way.
So even when I played in middle school, we didn't, it was just the River Conference. So it's because we're a part of a new association. So that's why we get to go to a state tournament now.
So when did that start?
they redrew the whatever it is, and we still don't know what our postseason's gonna look like.
Okay.
Like last year, when we played in the area 22A, and we won 22A.
Right.
But there's so many middle schools.
Sure.
So like Bert has called, which is our athletic director. He's called me a couple times, like saying, "Hey, we can do this. We can go here. We can do this." And I'm just like, this is all random schools, random names. Like I genuinely don't know.
Yeah.
Like we played a lot of random middle schools out of Memphis last year.
Okay.
And then it's also different for us because, like, Stewart County and Camden, they're not involved with the TMSAA. So when they get done playing with us, they do
They're done.
whatever.
They're
Yeah.
done.
Yeah. Okay.
So technically, like, if they win, they don't go on to the area because they
Okay.
don't have that.
And that's why it was
Right.
like whenever we played,
Okay.
like there was no tournament for us to advance to. So that's kind of why the River Conference, it wasn't made up, but it was just a tournament for our district
Sure.
specific.
So, sorry. So the River Conference is Lakewood, Henry, Harrelson, Camden. Is it Stewart County still? And that's so the 5 teams. Did I miss anybody?
That's it.
That's
year.
it.
I think last year Houston. might have been-
Houston's been out of it for a couple of years now.
At one point, Huntington was in it, like for one season or so. No,
For one season.
For one. Okay. But yeah, so those 5 teams, and so how long has y'all's season been going? When did y'all start playing basketball?
Our first game was October 20th,
Okay.
and our first game was a district game.
Ours
Sorry.
was the 18th, I believe. It was the first day coming out of fall break. It was
Okay. So
was it-
terrible.
Yeah,
Was it
or-
20th?
No, I don't know if it was 18th or 20th. It was our first day back from fall break, whatever that Monday was.
Okay.
I can't remember.
Which is terrible to schedule, like coming right out of fall break, your very first game of the season.
Well, especially for you because you were mentioning before we came on the air that like you started in August. Is that right?
Yes.
So you were already a little bit behind as far as time with your guys to set up some offense to learn who's good at what. And
Well, the thing is, if you compete for state, you are not allowed to start offenses and stuff until a certain date.
Yeah, like they release a calendar, and it says you can only practice a certain. Like our first official day of practice was like September 29th.
Yeah.
And then you can only practice for 2 weeks. Well, we practiced for 2 weeks, and then we had fall break.
wow.
And then we had our game.
Yeah.
So literally, it's just from August till then was just like running fundamentals. Like there's no offense, defense. So coming in, which I didn't even get hired till the end of July. So coming in, I mean, we had tryouts probably the second week of August, and I only had like 7 or 8 kids show up to
Yeah.
tryouts. So I was battling just like grabbing kids out of the hall.
And I mean, we can go into this as much as you want to, or if you, not at all. But coming from a smaller school like Henry, because how many students are in Henry school?
think it's-
Period.
Like 300.
And so you're talking about probably fifth through 8th grade, just sixth, 7th, and 8th grade is what you can pick from, I guess. And it's got to be tough. I don't want to say to be limited because I know that you appreciate each and every kid that shows up each and every day to practice, and it's just. I mean, it's like with 300 kids, how many of those are in 6th, 7th, and 8th grade to where you're trying to put together a basketball team in a matter of weeks to go out and play?
I mean, there may be 60 or 70 kids, and that's boys and girls.
Right.
So, I mean, you take half of that. I mean, it's hard to pick.
Yeah.
And, I mean, I can't even, like, I coached with Coach Hike before this. I was 6th grade, their 6th grade coach at Inman, and I was doing that during the spring, and we had to cut like 20-something people just in 6th grade.
Yeah.
And then you go to Henry, and I'm having to pull kids like,
Please just come play
Yes.
basketball. Like, see the tallest kid in the hallway and be like, hey, do you play basketball?
We're about to.
I mean, our tallest kid this year was 5'11", and you can ask Elaina. Some of the teams that we played, like Camden, they are huge.
Yeah.
Like we just
Oh,
couldn't keep-
Camden looks like they're rolling in like a freshman football team.
I remember, to be fair, we ask everyone to come on this show to talk about their squads or whatnot, and I appreciate y'all being here. I heard, is it Coach Williams at
Chris.
yeah,
At
yeah,
Lakewood,
at
yes, sir.
Lakewood. And so I heard him at one of the football games. Somebody asked him, how'd basketball go the other night? He's like, oh, we got killed, but they didn't have a kid under 6 foot on their roster, I don't think. And he's talking about Camden, I believe. And so he was like, man, they were huge. And
Oh, that night when we played at Camden, they have two twin guards that are they're awkwardly long. Like, they're so long.
Yeah.
Well, one of the boys went 8 for 8 from the 3-point line.
Wow. You know, they
In
say
middle school.
They say if you can shoot 30% from three, you're doing pretty good. 8 for 8 is
like,
a
literally,
tough
it was
ask
so
to-
hilarious. Whenever he hit his last three, he just was shaking his head, like he was in disbelief.
Sure.
Like, what?
And they're like 6'2", and I think they're both left-handed, which is awkward anyways. And one's a little bit better than the other one, but he can shoot it lights out. He killed us the first game, and then the second game rebounds killed us.
Yeah.
No, Camden's got a pretty special squad this year.
We always, it's hard to match up anyway in middle school because usually in middle school, you may have one kid that's kind of like the superstar of the team, and everything kind of flows through them, and however their night goes kind of dictates how the team goes. Or you may have a group like the team that I played on. We didn't have that kid, and so and then we played schools like Puryear, and it's like every one of those kids was that kid. You know what I mean? Like it was just unbelievable. But I mean, it's got to be tough, especially with middle school. I mean, it's bad enough with high school, I think, but in middle school especially, because like, how many kids do y'all have that like this is their first time playing basketball? Maybe. I mean, have they at least been playing?
Well, she's lucky because she has Miss Martin, Coach Martin.
Yes.
Yeah.
And she started that younger travel ball team.
Okay.
So they're ready when they get to her,
Gotcha.
pretty much. I have one kid that got varsity time last year, one kid that got JV time, and then one kid that played like in the Caps League.
Yeah.
And pretty much everybody else is new to basketball.
And you've got 2 weeks to get them ready to start a season.
Yeah.
So, I mean, listen, the fact that they can get up and down the floor, and that sounds, I don't mean that disparaging in any way. I think it's amazing what y'all are able to do with kids, because I don't know that I would have the patience for it, number one. But just the fact that you're able to field a team and put them out on the floor says a lot for you and says a lot for those kids that are out there playing. Because, I mean, you go and, like, those are, I think some of the most hostile crowds are middle school basketball crowds. It's unbelievable. The way that some parents act, and we won't get into that. That's another show.
We definitely had a parent the other night. Unfortunately, it was a Lakewood parent. Was like screaming, like, "Meet me outside!" Like, why are we going to fight about a call in a middle school basketball game? It was funny.
I remember. Of course, Glenn Hayes is a referee.
Still.
Listen,
a referee.
that man refereed basketball games when I was playing middle school basketball. And so he has been around a long, long time. But I remember one night a parent got upset with him and got thrown out of the gym. And he was like, well, I'll just be waiting for you outside. Like, man, this is middle school basketball, It's just, again, it takes a lot just to be able to get a team together in the short amount of time that y'all have got, especially when you're talking about 10, 11, 12, 13-year-olds. And like I said, Jordan, 2 of yours have real experience playing organized basketball. That's not a shot at Caps in any stretch of the imagination, but,
Well, the one that came from Caps is actually my leading scorer this
so
year.
it's there, and so good.
But he just naturally is gifted.
Yeah. Well, we got to take a break. We'll come back, talk more River Conference basketball with Elaina and Jordan. But first, we're going to hear a word from our sponsors. We'll be right back after this. Y'all stay with us.
In a world that moves way too fast, there's one place that feels like home. Tater's Place in Paris, Tennessee, where the sizzle of a smash burger meets the sound of laughter, and every plate tells a story. Bring the family, make memories, and taste the love in every bite. Live music, real people, and unforgettable food. That's Tater's Place, 3615 Highway 79 North. Find the flavor you've been missing at Tater's Place. Come and feel what you've been hungry for.
Are you looking for a fence that gives you peace of mind? At All Star Fence Company, we don't just build fences, we build confidence. Whether it's keeping your family safe, protecting your property, or simply adding curb appeal, All Star delivers unmatched quality, dependable service, and lasting results. Locally owned and trusted across West Tennessee, Kentucky, and beyond, we're the name homeowners count on for reliability and strength since 1971. All Star Fence Company, your first line of defense and your best choice for peace of mind. Visit allstarfenceandsupply.com today.
Excuse me. Back here on SportsCast with Jeremy Buckelew. Join us next week. I mentioned earlier that Coach Height and Coach Jenkins will be on the show next week to talk about Inman basketball. And so Coach Height is the head coach for the boys, and Coach Jenkins is the assistant coach for the girls. I told them both. I'm not sure. I just haven't gotten confirmation yet. Hoping that Cole will be with Coach Height next week. Cole Culpepper is his assistant coach. And then hoping that Coach Becky Wilson is going to be able to join us too. She is the head coach for the Lady Bulldogs at Inman, but we'll talk about their season a little bit and how it's going. And so just December going to start with some middle school basketball. So that's next Sunday night. Don't forget to join in. 7:30, as always, live here in the studio with Coach Height and Coach Jenkins to talk a little Inman basketball next week and whatever else. Probably talk some Duke basketball as well, and who knows what else. So be sure to join in for that. This week on the Mike Weatherford Show, Tuesday night, 7 o'clock, From Outlaw to Distiller, a true moonshine redemption story with a father-son journey. He's going to have Charles Knight and Master Distiller Jimmy Smith will be his special guest and talking about the Golden Pond Moonshine Festival and all that. And so you don't want to miss that as well. Again, that's Tuesday, December the 2nd at 7 o'clock on the Mike Weatherford Show. You can find that on his Facebook page or on myparistv.com. Same place you can find us. But go over to Mike's show, give him a like and a follow. He's always proud of his followers. He brags to me every week about how many more followers he has than I do. And so he's been doing it a little bit longer than I have. It's not fair, but no, go over and follow Mike and give him a follow as well, and that'll make him happy. And so back here at SportsCast, got Elaina Wood and Jordan Wilbanks. Jordan's the head coach of the Henry Pirates. Elaina with the Lakewood Lady Eagles. And Elaina, going to kind of talk. You grew up here. You played for Lakewood. And then played for Henry County, then went on and stayed local. Talk about your your coaching career, how it got started, where you came from as far as a coaching tree and that kind of stuff, and what brought you to Lakewood.
So, yes, I did go to Lakewood, and while I was playing at Lakewood, Coach David Wilkins was coaching there. And I grew a really special bond with David and his family. And if you know anything about the Wilkins, they're pretty big in West Tennessee with basketball, girls and boys. David knew that I wanted to get into coaching, so he did leave me my 8th grade year. Still upset about that, but he took a different coaching position. And then I got Addie, it was Byers, but Addie Greer. She was my 8th grade coach, but I stayed in contact with David even throughout high school. And then he reached out when I was getting ready to graduate, and he was like, hey, you're still wanting to coach? And I was like, yes, I'm ready to get into it. And I was originally supposed to coach with him in Obion County. Well, then he made the shift over to Huntington. So I coached with him as an assistant for the Huntington Phillies for about 3 to 4 years. And then when I graduated from college, I decided to take a teaching position at Grove. And then I went back and helped Cliff as the assistant for Henry County, and then I took on Lakewood last year and then Lakewood again this year.
So how long have you officially, you've been head coach for Lakewood 2 years?
This is my
right?
second year.
But you've been in coaching for...
Since 2019.
All right. Big sister, Liz.
Also big into coaching.
Huge into coaching. Of course, played for Henry County. Then I need to, if Liz is ever in town, I need to have her on the show
1,000%.
too, because her story is just amazing. That I'll tell it real quick. But Liz went to Chattanooga, walked on there because she saw a flyer or something like that
For
that they were looking for a practice team, and she was just so lights out in practice that they gave her a walk-on opportunity. She walked on to the Chattanooga Mocs, earned a scholarship. eventually and became a scholarship player for Chattanooga. And then was she like a grad assistant coach?
And then she became the grad assistant.
And so then coached for Chattanooga and then went to
Covington.
Okay. Covington School, like the college.
Correct.
Right outside of.
Always explain it like if you understand what Bethel is for this area, that's kind of what Covington is to Chattanooga. It's a smaller Christian school.
Okay. But was on their staff and has kind of gotten out of coaching and whatnot. But just she has a great
she's not
story.
coaching basketball anymore.
She's a personal
Right.
trainer.
She's
almost,
right.
right?
Is that right? Like,
Is that right? Yeah, she's all the time posting her workouts. She's like, I need to go with her.
well,
Me too.
So I mean, your whole family's just a basketball
We are.
phenoms, right?
We love it.
Jordan, same question. How did you get into coaching? And I know this is your first year at Henry, but you had mentioned earlier that you were kind of working with Inman. And tell us how you got interested and started coaching the Pirates.
Well, when I was younger, I used to coach some of the Caps game or Caps teams and stuff like that, and I coached a couple travel teams back then as well. But then when me and Coach Height, we went to college together at Murray State. So as soon as he moved here, he reached out to me because he knew I was from here, and because we had classes together and we'd always seen each other at the gym. And I think it was his second year, maybe second or third year. I don't know. It might have been his first year as a head coach. He reached out to me about helping him coach the younger kids. And we both started as I was under him for this year's 8th graders when they were in 4th grade. And then after that, he wanted me to take over the 6th grade team. And I took over when this year's 9th graders were 6th graders. And I'd done that for 3 years. And I was going to do it this year until Henry called me. Well, it was actually Rodney Littleton. I don't know if you know Rodney.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Rodney's been on the show.
I was in St. Louis. My son plays for Adam Jenkins' travel ball team, and we were in St. Louis at the Nationals. And Rodney reached out to me and was like, "Hey, would you be interested in coaching Henry?" And I was like, "I mean, I guess so." And then he was like, "Well, I'll give the principal your phone number."
Okay.
And then a couple of days later, we were literally hiking in Illinois with no service, and somehow the principal's phone call went through.
Oh, nice.
And then she was like, "Hey, I want to set up an interview."
That's how you know it's meant to be right there.
I mean, that's how I feel too.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, and I was from Henry. Like, I went to Henry my 8th grade year. We won the championship, which I played with Zach Teague, which was, all-time leading scorer at Henry County for a long time. So, like Henry, I was like, I'm just going home. And I grew up in Henry. Like, I lived in Henry most of my life. So it was meant to be, I think.
I remember, of course, I've been broadcasting basketball for a long time. I remember Zach was the only 8th grader I've ever seen dunk it in a ball game.
He was dunking in 7th grade.
Was he? Well, I remember in 8th grade, like we were broadcasting a game, and I want to say, for whatever reason, it like feels like it was in Puryear's gym, but I don't think that's right because I don't know. I don't remember what team it was, but I just remember him driving baseline and just jumping up and dunking it as a middle schooler. I thought, man, this is amazing. And so, I mean, I remember those Henry squads when you were on there. And
I will never forget 7th grade. He took off. He missed the dunk. It was at Cottage Grove. And that was, they didn't have the breakaway rims or anything. And that goal, they had to stop the game for about 5 minutes to get the goal to stop shaking. It was the funniest thing.
Like, what would... what's been the biggest thing this season that you've been proud of?
I think the biggest thing for myself and my squad is we're a little bit young this year. I lost 5 8th graders last year, and I did return 2 starters. But I'm starting 2 6th graders, so going from an older team to a younger team is a completely different thing. But it's been really rewarding because you can really see these 6th graders grow.
Sure.
They're just so raw, and they are producing minutes and stats as 6th graders it's just unrealistic, honestly, that I'm getting what I'm getting out of them in 6th grade. So it's exciting. If this is like I can get it from you in 6th grade, what are you going to do in 7th grade?
Right.
What are you going to do in 8th grade? What are you going to look like in high school? Yeah. And so that's been an exciting and rewarding thing for me this season.
Good. Jordan, how about you?
For me, it's been just about seeing the improvement because at the beginning of the year, like literally, it didn't matter how much I yelled at them, they would not run a play. Like they would just go down and just try to do whatever they wanted to do. They would not run a play. And now, like we've had some games where they've seen that if they run the plays, that they can score off of them and that they work, and just seeing their whole kind of mindset change. Like, oh, maybe he does know what he's talking about.
Yeah.
Because getting them that late, they don't know me. I don't know them. I literally didn't know any of the players at all. I didn't know I knew a couple of their parents. I didn't know that I knew them, but until I got them, but I really didn't know anybody. So them like showing faith in me kind of, like, I'm glad which I only have 5 kids that aren't 8th graders, so I don't have a lot coming back next year, but they've all played a ton of minutes this year.
Yeah.
So them seeing that kind of makes me excited about next year.
It's kind of funny that you said that they can run a play for you, because the other night you drew up a late game situation play against Harrelson where kid hit the 3.
Yeah.
Talk about it. Let's go. Let's hear it. I know you were you had mentioned that you were kind of upset that John was sick tonight because y'all had played and y'all were playing first round on Thursday night against each other, and so but he'll be fine. Just go ahead, and that's part of it.
It's funny. After the game, Mary came up to me and she was like, "Thanks. Now I'm gonna have a long ride home." And but you know what? That game was so bittersweet for me because it was my first win, but y'all interviewed my son after the game, the high school game on Sunday or that Thursday, and I missed it. So like Rodney literally sprinted across the court, Rodney Littleton, and like held the phone up to my ear so I could hear the end of the interview. So it was like, I got my first win, but I couldn't
be there for that.
Yeah. So I was like happy, but I was kind of like sad because that's the first game I've missed with my son since he's in 6th grade.
I say you're the bookkeeper for
the away games.
The away games, and so go ahead. What?
Yeah, but I mean, I've been there, since 6th grade was the last time I missed a game of his, and that was the first game I've missed since then. So it was kind of sad at the same time.
Sure.
And then y'all interviewed him, so it was like, I don't know, it was kind of upsetting, but I mean, it is what it is.
Well,
he started off the season really good this year. So
he's done great. He's done amazing. Zach is we're talking about. He's amazing, and so I know you're proud. You should be proud because he is just he just so effortlessly shoots the basketball. I don't know if have you seen him? Like, I mean, it's like he's not even trying. It's like he's not trying. He's like, I'm going to shoot it, and it goes in.
He is like the definition of a nonchalant player.
I mean, he is. He's so laid back, so relaxed on the floor, and at least that's the appearance.
If you would have seen, my specialty was shooting when I played. But, like, I could do a little bit of everything. But it's funny when we see people that I used to play with, and that's the first thing they say. And my son's with me. That's the first thing they say is, your daddy can shoot the ball. Like, that's literally the first thing that they say. So, and you would never see it this year at Henry because I think we've hit, like, maybe 10 threes all year long. And 4 of them, I think, were against Harrelson the other night. So, we have not shot the ball well. But I haven't been able to work with them for a full year. So, that will definitely improve next year.
Yeah. So you drew up the play to let.
This came about because someone was like, "Okay, I need your coaching perspective on this," because y'all were up, correct, at the point. And me personally, I don't know that I'm drawing up a play. I think it was less than 30 seconds left. I don't remember the exact details. We were talking about it the other day. Was
it the inbounds play?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I'm not gonna lie to you. When he shot it, I was just kind of because before that game he had not hit a 3 all year long.
It's always it's always those that are the most confident in the last second.
And he just let it fly, and it was nothing but net. Yeah. And I was like, well, tonight is meant to be.
That's right.
But he was
Can't
wide
be upset
open.
If it went in, right?
I mean, he was wide open, so it was. I wish he would have pulled the ball out, but we had also missed like 8 free throws in the fourth quarter. So, I mean,
hey, shooter's going to shoot.
Yes.
Right?
If they think they're a shooter, they will.
If they think they're a shooter. But hey, he was wide open, so I can't be too mad at him.
Yeah. That's a great story. Like, you need to tell that story for years to come.
I just was like, pull it out, and then he just lets it fly.
Just boom.
And then nothing but net.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay.
You can't even be mad.
You can't be mad at it. You know what I mean? Like, all right, it worked.
And I mean, it didn't look good. It wasn't like it wasn't like a funky shot that just like went in. It looked good, but
so y'all beat Harrelson.
Yes.
And that was your first win. You said
we were up the first time we played them. We were up pretty much the whole game, and then right before the end of the third quarter, I think we were up 2, I believe, and they hit a jumper, and then we go right down and shoot the ball. There was like 30 seconds left, and we go right down. We don't hold the ball for the last shot, and just shoot the ball, shoot a dumb shot, and they go down and hit a 3, and they go up like 3 or 4 going into the fourth quarter, and it just killed our momentum.
Yeah.
So
I will say that's one of the funnier parts about coaching middle school is they have such a hard time understanding like time concepts in games.
I was fixing to
You can
ask.
scream and yell and teach and prepare all you want for it, but when they're in that moment, it's like a deer in headlights.
yeah.
And again, I don't mean this ugly, but I was fixing to ask if just their lack of basketball IQ every now and then just is like, what are you doing? You know what I mean? Like, you can't say that to a middle schooler, I guess, but, you know, like I used to, like, Lance,
Perry.
yeah, Lance Perry and Lance Perry and I coached the Inman girls in the summer one time because there's that weird TDMSA whatever rule that coaches can't do whatever with the kids for this period. And so Becky was like, hey, I don't want them to just not play during this time. Can you coach them and get somebody? So I asked Lance if he wanted to help, and he's like, yeah, sure. And so we coached them for a couple of weeks that summer and had a lot of fun. But, like, I was going to instilling plays, like, to get them to understand the concept. If there is a reason we are running this play, stop getting the rebound and just running down the floor as fast as you can and trying to – I get that. But, like, there is a time when – I want to set up a play. We ran a motion offense to where, you know, everybody was moving, setting screens. If you weren't setting a screen, you were moving somewhere else on the floor, but had some pretty good stuff. And it was like, we'd run motion, and it's like deer in the headlights. Like, we have practiced this 1,500 times this week.
Oh.
How can you not understand what we're trying to do? But then you have to, they're middle schoolers. Yeah. You know, like.
Yeah, coaching middle school, some middle school and some high school, it's the difference is night and day.
Yeah.
And then you also, like, they're literally standing in the middle of court with, you know, 200-300 fans, whatever it is, looking at them, and they just like lose it.
Well, and then you like, I've been this person. I have been this person, okay? But then you got mom and daddy yelling from the stands, telling them to do the opposite thing that you're telling them to do. And it's like, stop listening to them. And they never will because they're mom and daddy. They got to ride home with them.
It's such a hard argument. Like, this is an unpopular opinion, but I tell my girls at the beginning of the season, the second I see you looking at your parents in the crowd, you're coming to the bench.
Yeah.
And it's a respect thing for your team. And then as a coach, you're like, your parents haven't been in practice. Like, it doesn't matter your mom or dad was an all-star in basketball. They don't know the specifics of this team, what we're trying to get done. So, yeah, you're trying to tell a middle schooler, don't listen to your mom and dad. Right. When their entire life, it's you have to listen to your mom and dad. Yeah. And now I'm telling you, hey, don't do that.
Yeah.
So. It also doesn't help when the parents don't always know what they're talking about either, and they're just yelling stuff out there, and you're like, you don't know what you're talking about.
I very rarely get to sit in a crowd and watch a basketball game.
I almost refuse to anymore.
But there's been so many times I have to bite my tongue. I want to be like, if you knew the rules of basketball, you would understand how idiotic you sound right now.
I feel that way when I go to the high school games, and then also the high school football games. Like, I hear some of the fans yelling. I'm like,
it's the worst.
Especially in football, they're like, oh, you know, they start yelling at the ref for like a hold, and it's like, that was clearly a hold. Or same thing in basketball, it's clearly a foul. And then they start yelling about, that wasn't no foul or anything. And it's like, yeah, like it clearly was.
Coach Summers, and he's right. Like, Henry County has some great fans and great passionate people, and so I don't think he's happy with me when I talk about the fact that, like, I'm to the point where I can't almost sit in a crowd anymore and watch a ball game and enjoy it. And it's not just Henry County; it's anywhere I go. We went to the Tennessee Ole Miss game back in 2021, and the people sitting around me, it's like they had never watched a football game before. The stuff they were yelling, didn't know the rules. And I refereed for 1 year, and every game I reffed was a middle school game, and made the comment then that it's amazing how many experts are in the crowd at a middle school basketball game. And again, I'm like, well, he's just being ugly now. I'm not. I'm just, you're the coach. Let you coach, right? Like, I get that mom and daddy want their superstar who's going to go on to play in the NBA someday to shine in the 6 minutes that is they're on the floor in the middle school game. But let y'all coach. Like, that's your job. That's why they have entrusted you in that position. And listen, people are passionate. I get it. I understand. Like when Kendall was playing, I was up there in the stands, yelling at her what to do. And I don't know what Becky Wilson was telling her. I can ask her next week, I guess. But
I was alluding more to me playing tennis, and this guy would just be yelling behind me playing tennis, and he's never played tennis a day in his life. And
Never.
I'm like, you don't know what you're talking about. You get out here. You come do it.
just passionate.
That's one thing I've not done. I've tried my best to not to embarrass my son.
Yeah.
So I try my best not to.
The day's
do that.
coming. I'm just
Just wait.
I was blessed with parents that did not. My mother and father just sat in the stands. My dad would scream out "anticipate,"
Yeah.
but that was about it.
Yeah.
Luckily, there's not a whole lot of fans at tennis, so I didn't get embarrassed. I would just turn around and be like, will you be quiet?
That wasn't like just yelling at you, but whatever. That's a different conversation. We're not going to talk about that. Again, Thursday night, y'all take on Harrelson, right?
And then the girls, it's the same thing. Henry
Same
and
thing.
Harrelson.
So I'll be PAing again this year. I always enjoy getting to PA the River Conference tournament.
It's nostalgic for me.
Is it?
I mean, because you PA the games whenever I played.
That's true.
And so
I didn't think about that. Yeah. So this year, I promise. I need to tell Bertha. I promise that I will get through all the awards before I tell everybody good night and go home. Because last year I forgot to do the boys all regular season team, and I was like, y'all enjoy. Thank you for your support. Appreciate it. Have a good year. Good night. And he was like, I've got more awards. I was like, what do you got down there? And so, but no, Thursday night it kicks off at 6 o'clock at Gamlin Gymnasium with Henry and Harrelson, and then the winner of those games will move on and play Saturday night, right? And so John's not here again, so Henry is going to, after you win against Harrelson, because he's not here to defend himself or his team.
We would play Camden.
You'd play Camden on Saturday in a semifinal, and then y'all have the bye because I'm assuming that's first and second team rankings, right? Mm-hmm. Get the byes. And so y'all play Saturday against the winner
of Henry and
Harrelson.
Most likely probably going to be Harrelson. I don't know. I think Harrelson beat them both times, but it's tournament time. You never know.
Who are the people that, like, if I come to watch on Thursday night, the Henry Pirates and the Harrelson Hawks, who do I need to keep my eyes on as far as
Well, we have two. We have a really athletic kid, Jackson Blackwell.
Okay.
He's really athletic. He can get to the hole. He can jump. And then Jace is the one that he went off against Harrelson. I think he had like 23 against Harrelson.
Oh, wow.
Jace Daniels.
Okay.
The thing is, going into the season, I thought I had like 3 pretty good kids that I was like going to get points from,
Sure.
and I just haven't had all 3 of them have it click at the same time. And that's been our issue, is like one person have a good game, but the other 2 have bad games.
Right.
So this is the time of the year that like they need to get it to click at the same time.
no better time than the present, right?
Yeah.
With a big week coming up this week.
I mean, my sophomore year was the year that Henry County boys made it to the sub-state, farthest I think they've ever made it.
Uh-huh.
And we had a losing record that year. So it's like you just get hot at the right time.
That's what I love about basketball, too, is just that you don't know what team you're walking into. You don't know, like, you can play amazing one night, and you could lose to a team that just played amazing, and then the next night you can go play them, and you beat their socks off.
Yeah.
And so that's what I love about basketball, is that when Arkansas is 2-10 in the football season, you know that they're going to be 2-10 the rest of the year. But with basketball, Arkansas basketball, you don't know. Like, they lost to somebody that they shouldn't have lost to, but then went the next night and beat somebody who probably should have lost to.
Well, I
And
just want to
so-
say you Duke beat them on Thanksgiving
I
night.
did beat them on Thanksgiving night. And so.
Yeah, well, you know.
But
That's
that is
just
a good
the life
thing.
of being an Arkansas fan.
It is. But to your point, Jordan, like, if these 3 click and it all comes together this week, I mean, like I said, no better time than the present.
Yeah.
And you got 3 games that that kind of performance, 3 games, and we're River Conference champions.
And I have a 6th grader. He's another Gergich.
Mm-hmm.
And he he looks amazing in practice.
Yeah.
And then he gets in the games, and his eyes get really big.
It's all those people yelling at him.
Yes. And I'm waiting for him to have one of those games as well, because in practice, I mean, he probably has the best basketball IQ on the team, but he just, in the game, he just freezes up. And I've been waiting all year. I'm like, you're going to have one.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, just keep shooting that ball. You're going to have a game. And eventually he's going to be like 6'5", like Tristan.
Right.
But right now he's only like 4'3" or 5'3" or something.
Maybe
like
he'll
that.
hit that growth spurt over the summer. And
That's what I'm hoping.
No,
Say
we're
sixth
going to
grader.
even better. He's going to hit it like this week.
Yeah, there you go.
He's gonna. I want to walk into school tomorrow. And he's gonna be
Who's this kid?
5'10".
They got a substitute teacher here or something. Yeah. Elaina, how about you? Who's on your squad that we need to keep an eye on?
Little Ruthie, number 10 for me.
Okay.
She is probably she is so fun to coach.
Can I
and
call her
watch.
Little Ruthie?
We call her Rue.
Okay.
I call her Little Ruthie because she really is just itty bitty, but I don't want her guarding me.
Yeah.
She plays 110% on the offensive end and the defensive end. And because she is so little, like, she's just sitting in your pocket. So it doesn't matter where you go.
She's there.
She's there. And she is just a hustler, and she's going to go after every loose ball. And then I've got another sixth grader, Piper Lee, and she's spastic. That's that sixth grader coming out. That's one thing that's so hard to battle in middle school is if they really haven't played a lot of organized basketball. If they have, it's been caps or it's been a smaller travel team. So they're not used to playing in front of a crowd and just getting their fear to go down and down and down. And so we'll work with that on her. And then I've got Mabel and Millie, which are my eighth graders. We call Mabel Tank. In practice, when she's coming into me, there's some hits that I'm like, oh, I should have stepped out of the way. And then Millie, she's a special player. She produced a lot for us last year as a seventh grader, and then again this year. We haven't had one person that I would say you would want to look for because we're almost too unselfish. We've had a different leading scorer every night. There's not been consistency of who's going to like put this there. It's just some nights I'm like, hey, I need someone to just go score.
Sure.
At what point are you just going to go take it and go score?
Right. Well, like I said, Thursday night, 6 o'clock, Gamblin Gymnasium. No better place to be than at the River Conference Tournament, as it will kick off, and then semifinal round is 4 games on Saturday. Those that one ticket gets you in to watch all 4 games. So, and then the championship round is on Monday night. Best of luck to both of you in your squads. I hope to see you Monday night. But it's time for our lightning round. Are y'all ready for the lightning round? These aren't tough questions. You got just first thing comes to your head, okay? Who's been your toughest rival this season?
Inman.
Camden.
Y'all beat Inman this year, right? No? My bad. Sorry. Whoops.
No.
Whitney's always yelling at me. Whitney's always yelling at me, like, you don't do your research enough. And and then you look like an idiot. And I'm like, well, I look like an idiot anyway. But I thought that.
No, we lost by about 20.
I'm sorry. This is how. I knew I'd seen a picture on Facebook. And I couldn't remember if it was your picture, if it was Inman's picture. It was Inman's
It was
picture.
definitely Inman's.
My bad. Jordan, I'm sorry. Biggest rival this season.
Camden.
All right. Your most intense moment so far?
Our fourth quarter at Stewart County.
Why? Tell us about it.
It was a neck and neck game the entire game. We would have the momentum. They would have the momentum.
Okay.
It was like they would be up by 1, we'd be up by 2. It was back and forth. And we lost that game in the last 40 seconds. They had some kid chunk up a 3, and we were at Stewart County. The gym, I mean, I felt like I was rattling. The gym got so loud because obviously we were tied. They hit a 3, and then I'm trying to call a timeout because they're pressing us. Well, they can't hear me. And so then we turned the ball over to the press, and it was like within 7 seconds, we went from being tied to being down by 5.
Oh.
But that was the most intense moment probably this year for us.
Ours was definitely at Harrelson. I mean, it was their 8th grade night.
Yeah.
It was loud. And like she said, we hit 2 big threes late in the game that put us ahead or give us more of a comfortable lead. And then we missed a bunch of free throws, so it got pretty tense at the end.
I will say this about middle school basketball. That is what's great about it is a lot of those gyms are just I remember, again, at Cottage Grove, you were literally just sitting on top of the court. And if that place was packed, I mean, it was loud in there. And
we played at Callaway this year, and it's actually my first time being in the middle school gym at Callaway, and it was like they couldn't even have the bleachers pulled out all the way because that's how small that gym was.
Yeah.
And people were like literally like sitting on top of each other, and it was loud and like it was hard to coach because the kids can't hear you, and if they're not used to that kind of atmosphere, all 5 of my girls that night were like deers in headlights.
wow.
And see, we have a small gym at Henry, and everybody hates coming to Henry because we have such a small gym. But I told the boys, I was like, if you're winning games in this gym, it's deafening.
Sure.
Like you can't hear anything. I was like, that's where I want to get this gym, is like where, like when I went there, it was standing room only, but
Right.
we also had somebody dunking every game.
Well, you know.
But like that's what I want to get back to.
Right. Ken and I know this guy who used to referee, and he was in a gym one time so
Oh,
small
my goodness.
that they had to, like, the people would stand in the baseline and, like, to inbound the basketball, they would
They
have to
had to move
move
them
people out of the way. Those are the gyms you love being in. One word to describe your team.
I got to think on this one. I know it's a lightning round. I'll say feisty.
Okay.
Respectful.
Okay, that's always good. Like, because I mean that's huge
Yeah.
in a team. Like, that's huge. Let's see if I can find a good one here. Let's see. What's one thing your team must do to win?
We got to play defense. That's our biggest battle right now is when we sit down. I know it's going to sound like duh, but I say feisty because we just eat people alive defensively
Sure.
because we are kind of smaller. So that's what we kind of gamble on. We always preach to my kids, you can't control the offensive end. You don't know if the ball is going to go in. But what you can control is your effort on defense.
Gotcha.
You can give 110% every possession defensively. But there's been some days where I can't get all 5 of them. And it takes all 5 to just be, because at the high-speed defense we play, if one person isn't doing it, that's where the gap is going to be.
Right.
And so if we play our defensive game, there's not a single team that I'm worried about.
Jordan?
Rebounding. I mean, that's been our Achilles heel all year long because we're small, but I mean, we've had multiple practices of nothing but like an hour of boxing out, and we get in a game and we just do not box out.
Listen, if y'all ever listen to my broadcast, I'm surprised that Coach Curd will speak to me because I am all the time yelling about boxing out, that it's just a lost art. It doesn't seem that anybody does it anymore. And I know that some people did, but like we boxed out the whole game. Great. I'm glad that you did. But it's like one of those fundamental things in basketball that seems to be just going away. And like I'm all the time just ranting on the broadcast about boxing out and getting rebounds. And it's one of those deals. So I appreciate that.
Our last game was against Milan right before Thanksgiving break. And Milan is huge and they're athletic. And I went back and watched the film like literally the day before, and I was like, they beat us on rebounds.
Uh-huh.
I was like, yes, they were better than us, but they beat us on rebounds. I was like, a lot of their points were second chance points. So I literally preached it.
Yep.
And then the very first possession, they get the tip, they go down, miss a shot, get a rebound, miss a shot, get a rebound, miss a shot, get a rebound. So then I grab my clipboard and I'll just start marking it down. And I think it was like 17 offensive rebounds in the first half. And I was like, we're never going to win like this.
Yeah. It's one of those things, too, like a shot goes up and 2 people battle for the ball. And I say it all the time, again, on the air. You hear people start yelling, that over the back, and like, it's not a foul to be taller than somebody else.
No.
If you don't get your body into them and move them out of the paint and earn the right to get that rebound, if me and you are standing side by side and we both jump up for the basketball, that's not over the back. That's not a foul. Just because I'm taller and can jump higher isn't a punishment for me. You got to box out.
I've had this conversation multiple times with my kids this year because we are smaller.
Yeah.
And I'm like, guys, we're not going to out-jump anyone this year.
Yeah.
Like anyone at all. And I'm like, but the second you put your butt in someone and you put your butt in their thigh, then they come over your back.
Right.
Then it's over the back.
Yeah.
You've got to box them out first to get that call.
You're preaching to the choir, sister. Again, I'm surprised Coach Kurt talks to me, period, because of some,
Well, he probably knows it too. I hear him yelling some of the same stuff.
Yeah, I'm sure. Guys, good luck this week in the tournament. on paper, I'm not going to ask that. On paper, who's the favorite to win? You do like. I know that y'all want to win and y'all believe you can, but if you look
we split with Stewart County for first place seed, so it came down to a coin flip. So we beat Stewart County at Lakewood by 6, and then we lost to Stewart County at Stewart County by 6.
So a neutral floor should be if you get there, assuming that it plays out. It plays out like it. You hope it will.
I don't know. There's necessarily. I mean, I would love to think we're the favorite or have the higher odds of winning, and I guess we could have a leg up in saying that we've played more on that high school floor.
Right.
I mean, we had an open gym there today. Our girls are going to be more used to that gym, but talent wise and the record and the way the schools our season's going.
Yeah.
I mean, we had a coin flip for first place.
Jordan, how about the boys?
I'm not sure what Camden and Stewart did.
Okay.
Because Stewart was pretty good too.
They're usually pretty athletic.
I think Camden beat Stewart County in overtime at Camden.
Okay.
Because Camden's just huge.
Right.
It's hard to beat their size because I think 4 of their starters are over 6 foot, and then they have like 3 or 4 kids off the bench that are over 6 foot.
Wow.
And the thing is,
they're huge.
One of their bigger players he's been out all year because he got hurt in football. So, and he's like 6'2" and just muscled up. So
they have that team where it's like, there's usually middle schoolers. One kid's going to go do it.
Yeah.
No, like if you shut down one of them, they've got 4 other options, and then they also have 2 other options on the bench.
That's just tough to compete with at middle school. I mean, that'd be tough at high school level, but especially at middle school.
It's historical for Camden boys. They've always been good shooters, middle school through high school, and they've got several.
Again, best of luck to y'all this week. I hope to, like I said, I'll be up there in the booth. And so I hope to be calling y'all's guys' names a lot. And best of luck to you. Elaina, this isn't my question. We have a question from Savannah, Georgia. Okay. Do you know anybody in Savannah, Georgia? Think hard.
Ashley DeVril, maybe?
No.
Not Savannah, Georgia. She just lives in Georgia.
Kevin Barron wants to know. And this isn't me asking. This is Kevin asking.
Have I broken any more trampolines?
Has she jumped on any more trampolines lately?
No. I haven't. Well, yes, actually I have a trampoline at my house now, but it's not been broken yet.
Okay.
There you
go. Kevin, she has not. Yeah.
Kevin is my old youth pastor. And
he was here last week. He was on the show with us last week when we just talked and had a good time. So,
he just always has to bring up the bad moments. That's Kevin for you.
The worst part is it's on video.
Oh.
So.
Well, we'll try to get that video and have it for you next week. Just kidding. Guys, I appreciate it very much. Thank you. You both did great. They said they were nervous coming in. I said, don't be nervous. It's just a talk show. You both killed it. And I appreciate it. Like it said earlier, best of luck to you this week. Hope that y'all are playing on Monday night, both of you. And good luck to your squads and look forward to the tournament this week. And get out to Gamblin Gymnasium and support these kids. It costs next to nothing to get in. And like I said, it's fun to watch. And you should be supporting these kids no matter what, because they are the future of Henry County athletics. And so you might as well learn their names now so that when they do move on and get to the high school, you already know who they are and can support them there. But guys, again, best of luck. Appreciate you coming on. Don't forget, next week we'll have Coach Height and Coach Adam Jenkins and hopefully Coach Culpepper and Coach Wilson as well to talk about what's ahead for Inman basketball. That'll be next Sunday night at 7:30. Want to say again, thank you to our sponsors, Taters, All-Star Fence, The Peddler, TEC, Shelter Insurance, and Philip Massey, Eaton Construction, Tennessee Real Estate. We appreciate them. Thanks to Kevin Keel and Scott Norwood in the back for keeping us on the air. We appreciate them as well. Each and every week, we can bring you the show because of the work they do. I'm just an idiot with a microphone and sit up here and run my mouth. It's them doing the work in the back that makes this show happen. So I appreciate that. Thanks to Mike Weatherford for letting us use the studio. We will see you next Sunday night here with Coach Height and Coach Jenkins. Until then, be good to yourselves and each other. See you then. Bye.